How you doing? How's the morning?
I'm dropped on the net, Paul. Dropped on the net.
Oh, I
Oh, the wind.
I was standing on
One, two. One, two.
Attention all units! Attention all units! Lorry stuck in the swamp!
One, two. One, two. One, two.
That's you!
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Tempo Development Association, we bid you a very good welcome to our meadow, our field here in Tempo, to our first attempt at a vintage rally. And I must say the weather has held up very well for us, and we're delighted so far, it's quite early in the day yet, to see how many people have turned up. We have a great selection of cars here. People has come, supported us very well. We know there's quite a few more still to come. On the far side of the river we have set up our Thrashing demonstration, which is run this year by Willie Elliott here with his Garvey mill driven by a greyhound major, and I see he has a buncher in the back. It's not too often you see a buncher at one of these rallies. And a Jones baler as well. And we've another Garvey mill there from Mr. Mackenzie up in Ballyrea. Tractors are beginning to come in very well. They're sitting on the other side of the river here. And a good selection of tractors, some beautifully maintained and turned out. We have a great response this year too from our men with the static engines. And really I believe, you know, that's the heart of any vintage rally, are the static engines. They're wonderful to see. They were tremendous feats of engineering in their day, and it's great to see such support from them themselves. Lorry men we have, a wee bit difficult for some of them to get into the field, but I think they'll worry about getting out later on. Very nice to see you indeed, men. And of course we have up here, we have our auto jumblers, and no rally is complete without the auto jumble men. Delighted to see you all here. At the moment we have just started, in fact if any of you would like to go and see, we've just started a demonstration of horse ploughing. And it's taking place up on the right hand side of the field here. Anybody would like to go and see that, That is just getting going now. But later on, we'll tell you what's going to happen. The thrashing will be starting, it'll be near enough 3 o'clock. I'd like to tell you too about it's very difficult to get corn for something, a rally such as this. And indeed we had to go to Fonnet in Donegal to actually get corn for this, but it's very good corn, and I'm very thankful there to Wilson McCobb from Lifford there for giving us a hand out in that problem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Do enjoy yourselves. This is what it's all about. We have burgers down here on the go. We have teas. We have, I think we have a bread baking demonstration. And then in a wee while, we'll show you our ducking chair. The ducking chair, there'll be several notable people from Tempo who are going to sit on this, and it costs £1 to try and knock them into the water. So perhaps we'll see you there at that. So thank you very much for turning out. We'll see you all later on when we have a bit of music here with none other than the famous Tommy Fee, who has toured Ireland with his band and will be here to entertain us today.
Just on your right now, Tommy, on please. Up, baby. Up. Then those snails boy they call it crusting.
So he might be able
Way up in the north and over road, there's a pretty little girl I call home. She's the sweetest girl that Ireland's ever known. And sure as the moon and stars above, I've fallen head away in love with a pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone. There's cute little girls in Ulster and they're just as pretty in Monaghan. This to every roving eye is known. And sure as the moon and stars above, I'm falling hell over he's in love with a pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells her friends she's gonna marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what she done to me, but there's nothing else that my eyes can see but the pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone. It was down in the south of Outramore, I recall the yellow dress she wore as she walked along the shore there all alone. Well, I guess it was my lucky day, she came there on a holiday, that pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone. She wears my ring and tells her friends she's gonna marry me. Best of all, she tells them all she's happy as can be. Oh, lucky me. Well, I don't know what you done to me, but there's nothing else that my eyes can see but the pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone. Yeah, the pretty little girl from Oma in the county of Tyrone.
Got nothing else?
You're not over all the motor key?
On the bottom, going down. Just a minute. No, it's stuck here. Come on, let's go. Hold on a minute. Nice, sir. If you look at the Kelly Fighter, where's the Kelly Fighter up there?
the stationary engine men will be packing in round about 4:30 or so. We would hope then to organise a parade up through the town of all the cars. The cars will go first and then the tractors come afterwards. And we'll go up round the crescent and back down the main street. And anyone wants to go home, it'll be straight on through to Enniskillen, or the people who have their trailers and all down here will come back down into the field to load up. So about 4:30, 4:45, we're going to do a tour of the town with all the vehicles that are here, and that should be worth seeing. So I'll hand you back. What about a big hand for Tommy here, who's given us a great help out today. But he's not finished yet. He's not finished yet. I'll hand you back to you, Tommy.
Wilson McCobb, and Wilson, if it hadn't been for him, we wouldn't have got any corn at all to thrash this year. Wilson, where exactly did it come from?
It come from down from a place called Ballyherian, down in Fannet, from a man named John Murrah, on the shores of Mulroy Bay. And he grows about 10 acres of corn every year.
Like 10 acres, was it all for this type of thing that he grows it for?
Well, he grows somewhat for his own use, for feeding cattle. And he's got Castlederg, got corn from as well for the Fantage Rally in Castlederg. And then use here in Tempa here.
So he keeps a lot of people going. Well, right enough, it was great. It made lovely straw, hasn't it?
It does.
It did.
That's
and it thrashed out well too.
It did that.
Good.
It's very good corn there.
Well, what did you think of the outfit here today, Wilson?
I think it's a great show. This is my first time here. And I would come back again. I hadn't been like you were wanting corn, I wouldn't been here at all.
Well, that's how you meet in these sort of things. It's wonderful the friendships you do meet.
You meet other people and get meet new people, new friends and all that.
That's right.
And it's a very good show.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So it's our first effort at the show, so we'll see you back next week again, you know, or next year again.
Oh, I hope so.
That's very good. Thank you. What do you think? What did you think of the whole thing?
Well,
you've thrashed a lot yourself.
On the day, they have as good a display as I've seen anywhere, and there have been solid displays down the years. Maybe more so in the south of Ireland actually than in the north.
But you thrashed a lot yourself, did you, in your day?
Along with a cousin of mine who is not now in the thrashing business at all. There's no interest. He has an interest in it, but he wouldn't follow it in the same way as he did Jimmy Mulligan from Dromower.
Right. Well, was it the Garvey mill you used or what?
No, it was a ransom mill.
A ransom mill.
But the buncher, which is now owned by Willie Ellett, I used it along with Mulligan 30 years ago.
Oh, there you are, very good. So it's nice to be working back with your old machinery.
Nice to get back to your own old machinery.
I think, as far as I know, this is the outfit that Willie started off with when he started out to work. Was a Greyhound Major tractor, a Garvey mill and a buncher, and maybe a Jones baler as well.
That's right. That's right.
He's looked after them very well, hasn't he?
He has indeed. He has indeed. Willie deserves credit for the way he has and the interest he has shown in.
He does. That's right.
While he moved into much greater fields in business, he still retained his roots.
He still remembered this. Right.
I mind having conversations as a youngster with his father.
There you are. So, no, it's great to see all this old thing preserved. Anyway, thanks a lot. John is the man who's brought the most of these stationary engines here today. John, it's a great turnout you have here.
Oh, powerful,
isn't it?
Great.
How many engines actually have you with you?
I have 5.
5. Are you more at home, I'm sure?
Oh, about maybe another 15 or so.
So you're well into the stationary engine, but tell me what about this one, John? What's this engine?
That is a 7 horsepower Allen hot bulb, made in Aberdeen by a crowd called Allen Brothers.
Right.
Not a lot known about them, but as far as we know, a lot of these engines have been exported to South Australia, I think it is.
Oh, so there's a lot of these actually went to do more work in Australia and the like of that.
That's right, aye. And not a lot of them have been sold locally.
What was this engine used mostly for, John?
It was used on a farm for thrashing, grinding, crushing and that sort of thing.
Just generally preparing corn and the like of that for the farm?
That sort of thing, aye. That's right.
And have you had it long, John? Or where'd you get it?
I got her in Scotland, a place called Moffat.
Right. Well, was she in good repair then, or was she?
No, it was a partly dismantled state.
Right. Well, this is your whole passion then, John, engines, is it?
Oh, aye. Oh, definitely, no doubt.
You must do a lot of shows then too.
Well, I suppose as many as I can get, the sort of thing, you know, from
Well, I must say, John, on behalf of the Tempo Development Association, if it wasn't for people like you, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Listen, from Tynan and Armagh, David.
County Armagh.
Right.
County Armagh.
And you've brought these two Triumph bikes with you.
I brought these two Triumph bikes.
Tell us about the Fermanagh bike.
Well, this Fermanagh bike there was a man looking the number of it, and he was born on the 4th of 4th, 45.
Right.
And his name was Mr. Isaac Linus.
So he wanted to buy that
He
because
wanted to buy that number.
Right.
I maybe wouldn't want to disclose what money he was going to give me for it,
but it would have been good money.
Good money.
Good money.
Good
Well,
money.
what is the bike?
It's a 1959 Triumph Cub.
Triumph Cub, right?
She was bought in Enniskillen.
Right.
I have her about 10 years. 10 years roughly.
A popular bike at the time.
A popular bike. Joey Dunlop rode these bikes.
Did he?
He did.
Did he? He's riding something a bit sharper at the minute.
A bit sharper.
I don't think he's around the early morning.
No, but a bit sharper at the minute.
Well, is the other one a Cub as well?
It is, a 1956.
Right, the 56 Cub.
She's not an Enniskillen bike.
Right.
She'd be a County Antrim bike.
Well, did you restore these, or is that the way you found them?
I bought them, and I done a lot of work to them myself.
I'm sure
and
you
brought them into this sort of finished. Put the finishing touch on
You
them,
did indeed.
as a man says.
Well, I must say they're lovely bikes, and thank you very much for coming.
I was proud to bring them here.
That's good, and thank you very much for coming. You helped to make our show a good
I was
one.
proud to bring them here today.
That's good.
I was asked to come, and I said I
And
would
you did.
come. Oh, right.
You're right indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
We've got a Vietnamese pot belly pig.
A Vietnamese, is this the first Vietnamese pot-belly pig there's ever been in Tempo?
I would nearly say so.
There's been other pigs in Tempo, but this
Other pigs, but not Vietnamese one.
Right. Where did you get it?
I bought one down in Cork, down in south of Ireland, and the other one came from Ballyclare.
Well, you wanted two. Was one not enough?
Well, you need a female and a male.
Oh, do you? Oh, I didn't know that. Right. Well, have you got many of these pigs now? Are you breeding them?
I hope to breed.
Oh, you hope to?
Yes. But I may have to get you to show the boar what to do, because he's not doing it at the minute.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, bring her round any evening and we'll see. I must say it's most unusual, but once again, for Tempo show, it's a first. Thanks, Wes. Oh, sorry, you're Gillian. Well, that's all right. Why didn't you tell me? Gillian and her pony and foal, aren't they lovely? How old's the foal?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
And is it a he or a she?
A she.
It's a she.
Yeah.
And what do you call it?
And toots.
Toots?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
the mother's
the mother's fair. Isn't that lovely? And are you going to ride this one yourself?
No, it's too young.
Oh, no, but you will, won't you?
No, I'll probably sell it.
You'll probably sell it. Oh, well, isn't it lovely? Bring it round here to have a look at it. I know nothing about it.
Neither do I.
It's away. With his Ferguson tractor. Tell us about this tractor, Harry.
Well, that's a 1949 Patrol Ferguson tractor.
Right.
I bought her just over a year and a half ago off a man down beside Drumquin. And she's, well, very little done to her now. She was well looked after. Well looked after over the years.
But I suppose it's not often you get just a pure petrol. They mostly were TVO, will it?
The run of them was TVO. Aye. But that's the state Patrol Ferguson one now. The Patrol one only.
She's in great shape now.
Oh, she's in good shape.
Well, do you do any work with her at all?
She don't. We just keep her for shows like this. And just vintage parades and one thing and all like that.
It's a great turnout of tractors here today.
Oh, marvellous turnout. It was big last year, but it's twice as big this year.
Oh, it's a great show altogether.
And then, of course, the weather's in its favour too as well. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's great now.
Well, we're delighted you came to give us a hand out.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. All the best.
Enjoy, no, haven't you, Robert? What have you got here?
Singer Monarch.
Right.
This is 56.
And where did you find her, Robert?
I got her up in Killyman.
Oh, right. What sort of shape was she in?
She was rough. And where I got her, I restored her.
Take long?
Well, we're at her about 7 months at her.
Right.
And we done a pile of work there. She was going and all right enough where I got her.
It's not often you see a singer tractor, mind you.
Scarce.
It must be very scarce.
Scarce, aye.
It was on a farm, was it?
She come out of England. Out of apple orchards in England.
Oh, right.
And took apple boxes out of the orchards.
Oh, so she wasn't very hard work then?
No, she wasn't very hard work. I never had to do nothing with the engine or nothing. The engine is perfect in her. Just the body. Do the body on her.
You go to a lot of shows, Robbie.
Every one of them I can get away.
I do. I see you many the place. Robbie, thanks a lot for coming along to Tempo to give us a hand out.
Oh, no problem. No brain.
Thanks a lot, Dennis Gillen. John, you're from Drumquin, Castlederg country.
That's right.
Right. This would seem to be the star of the show, John. Could you tell me about her?
It's a 32 Austin 10.
Right. Where'd you get her?
In Drumquin.
In Drumquin? In good shape?
No.
Not good?
Not good.
Did it take a lot to do her up, John?
It took a while. 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years, did it? There's a great coat of paint on her, John. Do you do most of the work yourself?
I do it all.
I've seen this van at quite a few shows now. She seems to attract a lot of attention, doesn't she?
She attracts a bit now.
I would say you've maybe had a few offers for her, have you?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No.
You're not taking any anyway. But she's lovely. What would you value her at, John?
I couldn't put a figure on.
You wouldn't put a value on. But she's not for sale anyway.
No, at the minute.
Not you're not that badly down. John, I must congratulate you because no matter where you go, everybody says this is the star of the show, and she really is. But John, on behalf of Tempo, this is our first year to run the thing, and we must say it's great, the support we're given from you.
Very good show.
You think it's a good show?
Very good show.
Well, maybe we'll see you back next year.
Hopefully.
Good man, thanks a lot.
There's one in the back of the house, the back.
We'll be back for a week.
Nice car, but it's not hit. All right. How did you get in there, Mary?
Had a pay, sorry dear.
I bet you did. Bill Hay in his A70. Come on, Bill. Thanks a lot. That's Stuart. Brian Pearl. A nice wee A35, isn't it? Ronnie Crawford. In his lorry. Not a beautifully done up lorry. Fritz Green Morris Manor, that's pretty old. That'll be a 15-inch job. William Abram in his A35. There's an old gentleman there, I can't remember where he's from, you know. Fairly old man, fairly old car. Thank you very much, you'll not bother. The 1.5 Rayleigh, and a big Rover 110. That was a 105E Anglia. Very modern car in its day, that. That was the gentleman from Tynan with the motorbike. Good man, thanks a lot. Not a beautiful beetle there. Well done, lovely car. Good man. That's a pretty old beetle there. That's some cash, that car. George Morrow in his 1936 Ford 8. Good man, George. Great job. Oh, I will say. What's that? That's a Dutton. Lovely car. Does it go, Cyril? And he's popular. Come on, George. What's happened now? Come on, Nigel. Another wee split screen manor. Stopped again, has it?
Go on, jump out, I get mine. This is the best side.
Him on that, well, he didn't tell the truth, but it worked out all right. And I thought I'd put it on today for to finish up a wonderful day in Tampo. There has been a great day last year at the fair, but the weather and all and everything in the turnout today, I think, was magnificent. Lord McGuigan, he was lazy. 'Twas him that had the lawn, a spread of 80 acres beside the river Barn. He always hated working, for him it had no choice. He'd rather be out drinking and sporting with the boys. Now, backing horses at his bar device for any man. The ones that Barney backed were called they also ran. His stock became depleted, no cattle on the hills, and the postman he kept coming with some nasty little bells. Barney he was very small, not much of him was there. He had a very pleasant face and a head of curly hair. So one day in the market he sold his last 2 sheep. He met with Lizzie Fagan from up the Salmon Leap. They talked about the weather and the going price of land. And he soon found out from Lizzie she was looking for a man. She talked about her dowry and other money too, the sum of 16,000 she got from Uncle Q. Barney started lying about his sheep and sows, and the living he was making of 20 milking cows. Lizzie was delighted, romance was on the way. She said she'd call with Daddy on the following Saturday. Barney journeyed homeward, this wedding was a must. For with all of Lizzie's money it would satisfy his thirst. He borrowed livestock from his neighbours and machinery from his friends. And from the widow Aiken he borrowed ducks and hens. Lizzie and her father, they came and looked around. And they were very pleased with the setting that they found. The talking didn't last long, for it was getting late. Before they left that evening, they'd even fixed the date. The morning of the wedding, to Barney she looked sweet. For she'd always own her wellies any other time they'd meet. When they came home from the wedding, there was trouble there in store, for the place it didn't look like what it was before. As she walked around the farm, a lump got in her throat, for all the livestock she could see was an ass and old grey goat. She caught him by the ear, then she caught him by the coat, but he thought his life was finished when she grabbed him by the throat. Then she shook him like a rabbit, saying, "You lying little man. If it wasn't that I loved ye, I'd drown ye in the barn." She also spied some bottles lying in the hedge, so she took him to the clergy and she made him take the pledge. They soldiered on together until the marking day, when Lizzie bought 6 milking cows from a man called Andy Gray. Barney, he felt lonely there with her on his own, for Lizzie stood at 6 foot tall and weighed at 16 stone. When the clock went off each morning, Barney left the bed, for he knew one blow from Lizzie he'd be as good as dead. He fixed up all the fences and tidied up the lawn, and then he did receding within the 5-year plan. He built long shades and silos and a parlour for the cows, and another dual purpose that would hold the calves or sows. They set some shrubs and laid out lawns to lend the place some charm. Now it's known round the country as McGuigan's model farm. They have 2 sons, 2 sturdy ones. They're big just like their ma. But they have 2 lovely curly heads, you'd know them like their da. Barney now is happy with all his bad times over. Lizzie calls him Lovey, not like the names before. He drives now in a Volvo, and he dresses like a squire. He'd have never married Lizzie if he hadn't been a liar.
In the oven then? Aye, but it's a different type of one. But it's all right. It's plain. What are you using? Baking soda and buttermilk. No, I don't use baking soda at all. And what do you use? I just got a packet of self-raising. Self-raising. Oh God, that looks good, Phil. Will it do?
What did I don't know? Phillips. Did he watch the video? Oh, it's lovely. It really is lovely.